So Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been out for about a week now, well, officially, and it's been smooth sailing. It's gone off completely without a hitch. Absolute rubbish. It's been a complete and utter disaster so far, but it can be salvaged. It can be, if they sort of get rid of the loot crate system. I like the game. I'm just going to say that I'm really enjoying the game. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are very unhappy about it, and it's causing all sorts of problems, not just in the gaming community, but in the media, with the whole gambling thing. It's an absolute PR disaster, but it can be salvaged. They just need to be smart about this. So, obviously, that's the thing that they're concentrating on the most at the moment, is fixing the problems. But if the game does live a long and healthy life, I mean, the other alternative is that it drowns in a puddle of toxic puke, but let's hope that that doesn't happen. The plans for the first DLC, we already know, it's Last Jedi orientated. You've got Captain Phasma, you've got Finn, Crate, and the extension of the single-player campaign, which is probably going to delve into that era a bit more, but we don't know anything beyond that. I'm sure they have a plan. I would love for them to have a plan at this point, considering, you know, everything that's happened. So what is next? It is entirely possible that they're going to delve into the Clone Wars era, considering that General Grievous is being teased a hell of a lot. But what is that going to include? I mean, obviously there'll be maps, there'll be potential game modes, there will be General Grievous himself, if the rumours are to be believed. Potentially Obi-Wan? Who knows? I'd love to see that. Again, rumour and speculation at this point. But what about single player? Is there going to be any sort of, maybe not an extension of the campaign, but could we potentially see single player campaigns or mini campaigns, but revolving around different characters? We kind of got a bit of a tease of this in the campaign, where you, particularly the Luke missions and the Han Solo missions, I should probably say, spoilers, I probably should have said that first, but there we are. I'll put something at the beginning of the video, then it will be fine, so don't worry. So we got a tease of this with Luke and Han, their particular missions. I assume that Luke was going to find something to go and find the first Jedi Temple, and Han has got to go off to Kashyyyk, I think it was, with Chewie to sort out some Wookiee problem. Maybe it's the droid attack on the Wookiees. Who knows at this point? So yeah, we got a bit of a tease as to little offshoots, little tangents that we could go off and explore through like the single player campaign. I really want to go and find out what Han and Chewie are going to get up to. I imagine with Luke it's a bit more complicated, because obviously it goes into potential stuff that's going to be revealed in the upcoming films. So anyway, yeah, we've got these little teases. Could we see it extending into different characters? I recently reached out to Dennis Brandville. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I hope so. Let me know if that's not, because I don't like mispronouncing people's names. But yeah, so I reached out to him on Twitter. I say reached out, I tweeted him, asking something similar. Yet to hear his thoughts on it, but I imagine he's very busy, along with everyone else at DICE and EA, trying not to go down with the ship, as it were. But anyway, I think it'd be really good to explore the Star Wars universe, like through Battlefront 2, give it a sort of an interactive element to it. Well, not an element, because it's a game, so of course it's interactive, but you know what I mean, experiencing Star Wars through interaction. That would be good. What kind of things could we be looking at? I, for one, would love to have a Darth Maul sort of mini campaign, sort of exploring his backstory a little bit more. Not going into too much, because I think the mystique, it's like Boba Fett, the mystique is something that should be maintained to a certain degree, but it would be interesting. Basically, what I'm saying is it would be really good to go around beating people up as Darth Maul, but in a campaign kind of scenario. Maybe seeing his training from Palpatine, that would be really good. I think that'd be quite fun and exciting, and you could incorporate it, if they are going to do like a Clone Wars era DLC pack, you can incorporate it into that with like new maps and things like that. What other things could we do? We could, I know it's been mentioned before, a lot of people would like to see Order 66. I think that'd be quite good. But one thing I would say is, obviously the initial idea would be you play as a Jedi and have to escape the clone troopers. That would be really good. But I'd like to see both sides of it. So you're playing as a Jedi and also as a clone trooper. Maybe it's two separate mini campaigns or missions or game modes even. It'd be quite fun to have a look at that. And also, most importantly, let's have a Jar Jar Binks campaign. Not mini campaign, just a full-on campaign. Because that's what we need. A lot of Jar Jar. Yeah, I regret bringing it up, to be honest. So yeah, we could really explore all these different things. Kylo Ren's backstory, that's another one you could do. Lando's great. His mission, again spoilers, his mission was probably the best in the game because it was just a buddy movie. I loved it. Him and Shriv. It was just like watching Lethal Weapon, but not in the 80s or 90s and in space. It had that kind of dynamic. I really enjoyed it. Stuff like that. I'd love to see, even if it's just like missions or extended missions where you sort of get like a flavour of all like the different sort of things going on in the universe. I think that would be really, really cool. And of course, it makes sense to do something like this because it's offering variety. I mean, it's all well and good bringing out new characters, bringing out new maps, and even game modes, but you want something else. You don't want to ignore the single player aspect of it because that is going to increase the longevity of the game. You want to keep the game alive as long as possible. We want it to happen because we enjoy the game. We want to see it do well. We want to see it last for a good few years. EA and DICE are going to want that because obviously it's money for them. Greedy. But it's true. So it's really in everyone's interest for them to sort of expand on all aspects of the game, not just the multiplayer. So yeah, and plus you could have things like putting in decent rewards like they had with the campaign. You get like credits and all that. So it could go towards your progression. So there's reasons to play it as well, if for nothing more than you want to expand your progression within the multiplayer. So there's definite reasons for them to do it, and they should. And hopefully they will do it. English makes sense because I can speak it. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to see in terms of DLC going forward, and potential single player extensions and mini campaigns revolving around different characters. Like I said, I think it'd be quite a bit of fun to see that kind of thing. So yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. That would be very lovely. I'm approaching 200 subscribers, so that would be really cool to get there. Thanks to everyone who's subscribing, watching, commenting, liking, and just showing support for the channel. It is really appreciated, so thanks very much for that. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.